that might be good. You know, I burnt out earlier this year, so I want to be a bit smarter about setting goals, and so that probably would be a good thing to talk about.
Yeah, sure. Let me just open my notes. I think that's a good thing to talk about in 2 seconds. Oh, yeah, we can talk. We can talk. So we'll talk about like goals, setting goals. We'll talk about motivation. Um, and I know Oni, your struggle was burned out in the past as well. So we'll definitely talk about how to prevent that as well, because we want to have fun.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen again. But I also want to do things. I don't want to be so scared it's gonna happen. I like go in the opposite direction.
Yeah, exactly. You want to find a balance. Definitely, you want to be doing things. You want to be pushing your limits in things, but you don't want to be pushing it too much. I mean, I think most people honestly don't push their limit in things. So for most people, I say you gotta push your limits in things. Okay. Uh, it's kind of like a muscle, right? You're not gonna grow if you don't push the limits. Now, for people, sometimes people get burnt out for different reasons, and part of it is you don't want to be under stress all the time. It's okay to reach a stress and stop. But stress all the time will lead to burnout, and that's what don't we don't want to be doing now. Now, people also not necessarily because of the goals that people said they get stressed out, but people get distracted.
Yeah.
For example, they set a goal, maybe like 3, 4 priorities in their life. One of them obviously is playing the guitar, else they would have joined this group and the course. And they have certain priorities, and then their cousins give them a call and they'd be like, "Oh, let's hang out." And and that's the thing. Actually, will you're going off your goals, right? You're going off your goals and you're giving priority to other stuff that's on your not your on your goal list, and that causes you to stress out too, as well, and makes you less motivated when you get stressed out, and keeps you away from your goals. Now, nothing wrong with family if you want to put it on the priority, but if you're gonna have time for your 20 cousins and like 20 friends, it's not gonna make sense, right? You can say priority is family, close family, whatever, significant other, mom, dad. Don't involve your 20 cousins in it, right? It could be have others, could be a money thing, could be health, could be whatever. And one of them will be definitely should be the guitar. So you want to set that as one of the priorities. You can have multiple priorities. I mean, there's no right number, but obviously you don't want to have 100 priorities. So personally, I have like 3 to 5. You know,
3 to 5 like top priorities, you mean?
yeah, priorities. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Basically, you have a fuel tank every day. You want to do it till you run out of fuel, but you don't want to overdo it. That you stress out basically as well. So most important, like now setting your goals, you have to write it down. Now we're talking about guitar goals. I'm not gonna go into like your finances and your love life, but let's talk about guitar goals. Like set what do you want the guitar to do? You wanna be able to play a solo. You wanna be able to perform. You wanna be able to write songs. You wanna be able to play for other people. You wanna make a living out of it. Set the goal and let it clear. And if you feel more comfortable setting smaller goals, maybe you don't know if you want to make a living out of it, and you'll be happy right now just to be able to play a song. Just put that goal down, so you won't be distracted. I want to play a solo. You don't want to get distracted and like start learning the violin. for example, right? Or I want to learn like rock solos, and suddenly you start doing funk stuff, which is okay. Do that stuff for fun. Don't get me wrong, but do it after you're done with your priorities. Okay. So get a pen and paper right now. Like if you want to do it on put your goals on a piece of paper. When it comes to guitar, let's stick with guitar now. You want to do it on it? That's a good exercise.
Okay. See, it's funny because, I always have pen and paper, but this is like the one time I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me grab it. It's like in the other room.
Yeah, I mean, here's the, I never one thing about writing notes is I never done it till like the recently, and it helps when you write things down. You remember them better. So, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, right now, like I don't know, maybe like 1 to 5 goals, I would say, up to you.
For guitar. Okay.
For guitar. Yeah. Related to guitar and music, right? Yeah. Maybe you want to use the guitar to compose songs that would be related to guitar. Right? Maybe you want to do guitar to make money that would be related also to guitar, right? Maybe you want to play guitar to impress girls. It could be, yeah. That all comes to, what is the three things in life, like health, wealth, relationships, right? You want to make money out of it. You want to do it for your own health, have fun, get good at it, something your passion.
Okay. Well, so we're learning blues right now, and I do eventually want to do rock, but I think I want to hold off on it till we're done with the blues. So I put number one to learn the blues style. So I want to learn it. Why? So that because I'm learning how to write music. So we're taking that's the second goal, which is to write that song that we're working on. And then the third one is to release and share that song following that kind of like what Daniel and Omar are doing, where they're working on a song, whether they write it themselves or it's a cover, and then, releasing the music.
So what was the second thing you said? The first one was the blues. The third one was release and share. And what was the third one?
That's kind of two because I feel like
Release.
writing the song, composing is one thing, and then doing the releasing is a little separate.
Okay. So you try to be clear with your goals. So composing.
Okay.
So basically, blues is the first one, and the second one
is to write songs in a blues style.
Just let me set my microphone. My gardener is here, so I want to make sure you don't hear that. Are you able to hear the gardener?
No, actually,
Okay,
your sound is really good today.
Good. Yeah, it's good microphones are. Okay, so the first goal, let me share the screen, and so we can share your. Okay, here we go. We're sharing that right there.
Yeah, so one is like blues style. So we're doing scales, songs, and all that. So just sort of, and I'm listening to records and stuff. So kind of immersion in that. And then the second is to compose music using that style and then to release it.
And then you want to release. Okay, yeah. These are defined goals, right? So good. Now you know that these are the goals you want to focus on. You want to do blues, you're not gonna be distracted with maybe doing rock or flamenco or whatever. You want to focus on composing, songwriting. So you won't be, for example, distracted about being able to play with your teeth, for example.
It does sound fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Don't worry. Don't yeah, but do fun things in life. But you want to focus on your goals, right?
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. You want to eat ice cream for fun? Eat ice cream. I don't care. You want to play with your teeth. You want to play rock? That's fine. And third thing is release, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now because there's lots of things like, for example, in the course, there's like rock guitar, right? that's not one of your goals, or there's growing your
Well,
fan base.
I
That's
do want to
not
do
your
rock and
goal.
roll. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like if I focus on too many styles right now, that it's not work's not gonna get done. Like we're almost done with the blues module. If we focus on that, I can nail that out and really then we could do a different one, right? So
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
to say it's not a goal. It's just like a long term one.
Set your goals. Your goals are your goals. It doesn't matter. You know what you want to achieve right now, and work what you want to work on right now is your goal.
Okay.
Basically,
All right.
you don't want to work on rock right now. It's not a goal right now, as of this moment. Things change. Don't get me wrong. Okay, because lots of people start. I want to learn a song, and they end up going on tour, right? So I started like that. I wanted to learn one song, and look where I ended, right? So
That's true.
yeah, so this is important. No, no, that's important to write these down and check them daily. I always have it written down and I check it daily. Sometimes like you forget, and I always have. And on top of that, I have another thing called to do list, right? Which is kind of like a micro sort of like digging in deeper. For example, let's say blues, you wanna do what are funk blues. Let's say you wanna work on track 32. That's where you are in your to-do list. And blues, you reach track 32 or less than 32, and you wanna do the funk blues as an example, right? That's your to-do list, right? As far as composing, you maybe put deadlines. Very important to put deadlines. Try, because without deadlines, not lots of things are gonna be achieved. Do your best to meet these deadlines. Deadlines are important. So, for example, for composing, finish song B, recording song B, for example, right? That would be that's your to-do list. You want to finish recording a song B, for example, let's say by September 21st. As an example, these are like examples, right? You set your own thing. For really, see how you can be working on three things at the same time. So while you're finishing recording song B, you want to release song A. You're done with it. You already composed it. You already recorded it. Release song A
Oh, I see.
by whatever. Could be, let's say, September 10th. You just want to release it. Couple of weeks buffer to do your promotion if you want to do promotion or to do the artwork. Maybe you haven't done like the artwork, for example. So this is a to-do list, right?
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah. So this is an example, right? Right
So
there.
before we get too further along, I do have one little question about the goals and motivation part.
Yeah.
When you say check it daily, are you saying you mean like, okay, I wake up in the morning, I'm having my coffee and I look down and I read through the list or
Doesn't matter. Doesn't You can do it when you wake up. You can do it before you start. You want to do it before probably you start your work day. Your day.
are these my goals or my ex's goals?
Example goal, not example, right? All right. Yeah. And we mentioned like for goals have achievable goals, right? You don't always have goals that are achievable, right? It'll feel natural to you.
I want to play
You,
blues in
you know,
space, Ahmad.
you'll know. You'll know what's natural for you. Some people have different things natural. Some people say, hey, if you wanna, like, for example, you wanna to be able to perform, you gotta do like a little goal as far as learning a song. Some people go all the way. It doesn't matter. Some people feel comfortable if they do little goals and they build up. Some people just focus on the big picture. They work. I know both works. Me, I like to focus on the big picture. Always have like the end goal in mind, a big goal, really. um, in mind. Some people will be like they want to learn like 30 songs, but they feel it's not achievable, so they want to put a goal, learn one song, and once they're done with it, they'll put another song, and so on. It doesn't matter as long your goals gotta be achievable. Maybe like whichever, you know, maybe like I mean, one goal probably you're gonna have be more ambitious in life than one goal. Maybe I don't know. So maybe 1 to 5, maybe I don't know. That's my opinion. Or 3 to 5. Uh, Either or. There's no right number really. That's what we talked about.
Yeah.
Mm, okay. Uh, um, uh, write them down. Right, write them down to help you focus and remember. This is proven scientifically. If you write them down, rather than your memory, you'll ingrain them better. Give them priority, of course. That's it. And your cousin can wait, either when you have time or never, depending on your time, right? Cool. Yeah. And that's to-do list. All right. Any questions so far regarding like setting goals?
Um, no, I think the goal is clear.
Okay, good.
So for the
And now,
motivation part,